So, where are you from?
I'm originally from Lake Orion, Michigan. I was born and raised there and moved out to California in 2007.
And when was your first exposure to drums?
It's hard to place. I remember drumming from a very, very young age. I started actually off with chopsticks, and I was just walking around the house banging on countertops and chairs and beds and that kind of thing. And then eventually upgraded to drumsticks with the help of my parents.
Nice.
But I think, the first memory I have maybe paying attention to a drummer was actually, I had the Queen Live at Wembley '86 VHS tape that I played over and over and over and over again. And I just remember being really excited about his drumming and the fact that he sang harmonies. Like, it kind of already went all the way back to that. I even wanted to get the wristbands like he has in that video.
So when did you start singing and drumming? Did it take long?
Yes, I think is probably the best answer for that. I didn't actually start singing probably until my senior year of high school. I just wasn't comfortable with it, and then even though I was playing with a buddy of mine, and very talented musician, and he wanted me to sing all the time, but I just didn't feel comfortable doing it. But it wasn't until I got into the musicals in high school that I actually started singing, and then that just carried over into drumming and singing. And it's just been a great journey since then.
So do you love teaching?
I do love teaching. I started doing it as kind of just a way to make some extra money way back in high school. In fact, I had to do a certain amount of community service hours to graduate, and I actually did that in place of my community service hours. They allowed us to do that, so that was the start of it. But ever since I started doing it full time, especially working with kids, love working with kids. It's been such a great addition to my life. What's been
do you have like a particular success story or feel-good story for a particular student?
I don't know about for a particular student. One of I think the best moments for me as far as teaching has been one of the places that I teach. When I started over there, my first challenge was to bring back a bunch of students that they had lost due to their previous teacher, and they set me up on my first day with I think 8 students that they just offered a free lesson to see if they wanted to come back, and I got every single one of them.
Wow.
So yeah, it's been real nice ever since then.
Okay. Have you ever toured? Have you ever drummed in different parts of the world?
Yeah, just the one time so far. Played at the Rockwood Music Festival last year in Frankfurt, Germany, with the Aladdin Trio at the time. Now it's the Aladdin X, so we can add as many members as we want. And with that, actually, we stopped in Iceland for a little while, and we played. We did a little online stage it show from Iceland, so that was pretty rad.
That's right. All right. So what do you recommend to a student thinking about picking up the drums?
I mean, I think first and foremost, I think the best thing that you can do is maybe try to find a teacher, realistically, because that can, even if it's a temporary thing, it can set you on the right path and really help you decide if it's something you want to do or not. And start listening to songs. That was kind of really how I started. Was I just started listening to songs, like I said, with Queen and that kind of thing. You just start listening and maybe try playing along, even if it's not technically what they're doing. You'll start to get a feel of how that feels to be playing along to music and potentially being in a band, and see if that's something that you like. And if it is, then just go for it.
Okay. Last question. Does a beginner need to buy a drum kit to be able to start?
Absolutely not. I mean, it's always helpful and a little bit more exciting when they have an actual drum kit to play on, but it's by no means necessary in order to practice or develop skills or even have fun. I do, honestly, the majority of my practicing isn't on a drum set at all, so it's definitely not a necessity by any stretch.